How you doing, guys? This is Enready, and I'm back with another horror DVD update. I got 3 titles that I'm going to talk about today, but before I do, I'd like to give a shout out to Mood616. There'll be a link to his channel in the description box. He does great horror movie reviews, and he does great collection updates, and he also does like really good collection overviews. So check him out if you already haven't already. Alright, so let's see. The first title I have here that I'm going to talk about today is The Last Will and Testament of Rosalind Lee. Now, this film was directed by the former editor of Rue Morgue, and I think his name is pronounced Rodrigo Gadino. Basically, this movie is about this man whose mother has passed away, so he comes back to her home to get stuff in order, like, sell stuff off or see who's going to do the property or stuff like that. But it turns out that she was involved with some kind of cult. And the movie's basically just him by himself in his house, like, spending the night. And at some point, there's like some kind of demon creature. The weird thing about this film is you don't really see too much of any other actors in the movie. It's just pretty much this guy. Like, there's one sequence where he's watching a video cassette that his mom had recorded of one of her church's sermons where something freaky happens in it. But other than that, you don't see too many people. Like, you do hear his girlfriend's voice on the phone, and someone comes to the door, but you don't see him. This film has really great atmosphere, but the thing I didn't like about it was I felt that the film was too long. This movie runs 80 minutes, and even then it felt like it was 40 minutes too long. Like, so I know the idea is to be able to make a movie, and he succeeded in that thing. And like, I wasn't bored watching it. It's just as it wasn't the kind of movie that I'd ever want to watch more than once. Alright, so let's go on to the next pickup here. Okay, next we have Jug Face. Now, this film was produced by the same people who made The Woman, and it actually stars a couple of the same actors from that movie. Lauren Ashley Carter, who's on the cover here, and Sean Bridges. Now, Sean Bridges played the father in The Woman. And this one, he's kind of like a simpleton. I'll get back to that in a second. This movie kind of reminded me a little bit of the short story The Lottery. And the story was about this town that has this lottery. But if you were to win it, they basically stone you to death. I guess it was like a sacrifice for the betterment of the town or something like that. And this movie, basically, there's these people living in this really small, like pretty much out in the woods, in some part of rural America. But they worship like this creature in a pit, and somehow this creature is able to possess people, and then they go and they make these jug faces, and whoever's face is on the jug is supposed to be sacrificed to the creature in the pit. And basically, Lauren Ashley Carter's character discovers that she's the next one to be sacrificed, so she takes her jug and hides it, and then the film goes on from there. I won't say anything else more about this movie, but I really enjoyed this film a lot, and I really liked the chemistry between Lauren and Sean, probably because they've had a history making The Woman, and it's almost like a companion piece to The Woman, or The Woman. But I was really surprised how much I liked this movie. So if you haven't seen it yet, you should just check it out. Although it's more of kind of like a drama with supernatural elements, as opposed to a flat-out horror movie. Okay, and last up, we have the Banshee Chapter. This movie kind of surprised me a little bit. Originally, when I started watching this, I thought this was going to be one of those found footage type movies, which it isn't. It was just like the camera work was done like kind of like a handheld thing that gives it kind of an organic feel. But basically, this movie is based on something that kind of happened back in the late 60s and early 70s. The CIA was experimenting with LSD, and basically they gave it to their soldiers without telling them what it was, and they recruited college students to do tests with it, not knowing what they were taking. And I guess some of the effects were disastrous. This movie takes it into like a kind of a what if kind of territory where it's basically saying, what if these experiments somehow made it possible to communicate with the other side or another universe or the dimension or whatever. And basically, this movie is about a reporter who's trying to find out what happened to a colleague of hers when he was experimenting with this drug, and it goes from there. But I really enjoyed this film a lot, and the main reason why I liked it was because Ted Levine is in it, and he was Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs, and he kind of plays like this Hunter S. Thompson-esque type character, like a guy who's taken way too much drugs, and he's really eccentric, and he's actually really funny in the movie. And there's a really cool scene where he actually relates the story, H.P. Lovecraft story that actually ended up becoming From Beyond, and he explains it to the one woman while she's searching this house, and it's freaking her out. She doesn't like the story at all. But this one I liked a lot. I know some people didn't like it. I know Aid didn't like this movie that much, but I was personally surprised by it. And they actually used real interview footage of doctors when they had to come clean up what they did, like back in I guess it was probably like the late 70s or whatever. Alright guys, so that's my update. Check out Mood 616, and I guess I'll talk to you all soon.